prospect of Jeremy Corbyn stumbling into Downing Street to the sound of the red flag is alarming to much of the City of London. Conversations with senior bankers from Britain and the US suggest that even before Theresa May's Brexit deal with Brussels, they regarded Corbynomics as a greater threat to financial stability than Britain leaving the European Union. The prospect of wholesale nationalisation and the need to finance exploding borrowing and debt, together with the profound ignorance of Shadow Chancellor John McDonnell, are matters of foreboding. This does not mean that everything Labour proposes is dangerous. Supporters of Bank of England modernisation will clearly see merit in empowering the Bank of England's regional agents. The network across the country already has a valuable influence on the Monetary Policy Committee. The agent's view of prospects for wage settlements was among the reasons behind the November rate hike. My own brief role in the Bank of England's open forum in Edinburgh 2 years ago demonstrated the ability the bank has to bring together some of the most impressive entrepreneurs in Scotland and the North-East. Skyscanner, one of the tech firms present, has since been snapped up by China's Ctrip for £1.4 billion. Knitting the bank more closely into the financial and business infrastructure of newly elected supermayors in the Northern Powerhouse, Birmingham and the West Midlands makes enormous sense. The bank's regulatory and monetary policy functions plainly have to remain in the heart of the city, or at Canary Wharf. But there is no reason why, for instance, its economic research and outreach to business could not be distributed around the country. The Office for National Statistics, the BBC and HSBC are showing that with the help of generous moving allowances, big organisations can create clusters of excellence and growth in the regions. The city is invaluable to Britain, and nothing should be done to weaken its capabilities. After all, it generates some £71 billion of tax income, and the nation's trade and services produces a £90 billion surplus. A stronger bank presence outside London, together with a revival of stock exchanges in major cities, could make a real difference in closing the gap between the high gross value added by the London economy and lagging regional performance. Guy Hands Terra Firma is determined it should not take the blame for the implosion of the Four Seasons Care Homes Group. It says its ownership since 2015 has been positive, improving standards of care for the 17,000 residents, strengthening cash flow and income. It has faced up to any misjudgment about the investment value of the company by a £400 million write-down of equity. The villain of the piece, in its view, is secretive vulture fund H2 Capital Partners. Run by animal-loving former Lehman banker Spencer Haber, it has forced the current existential crisis. Be that as it may, the way in which 350 care homes, employing 25,000 staff, have been subjected to the worst excesses of extreme capitalism is shameful. In less than a decade, some of the homes have been through the financial ringer, partly owned by the Royal Bank of Scotland, rapacious US private equity group Blackstone, collapsed public company Southern Cross and another financial outfit HC1 before being rescued by Hands. At a time when care for Britain's oldest and most vulnerable citizens is at a premium, this is a disgrace. Not before time. The Care Quality Commission has become involved. Its objective should be to wrestle the homes free from the vultures and establish some kind of trust or mutual ownership similar to that of the BRUMMER homes. Only then will elderly citizens and families paying vast fees be able to rest and sleep easily again. The London Stock Exchange is optimistic that its chairman Donald Brighton will see off the challenge of Sir Christopher Hone's TCI at the December 19 general meeting. Indeed, it is confident enough to have speeded up the selection of a successor to ousted Chief Executive Xavier Rowland. Brighton may see TCI off the field of battle, but there will be no excuses for the chairman to hang around once Rowland's successor is in place. Brighton should take personal responsibility for the Deutsche Börse debacle and succession farce.